If you run a small business, one of these mistakes could quietly be draining your profits. Running a small business isn't easy. And if you are not careful, it's the little mistakes that quietly drain your bank account, your money. That's what I'm talking about, your money. I'm Benjamin, CPA and business strategist. And today I'm breaking down 5 money mistakes, that could be costing your business thousands, and how to fix them starting today. Stick around to the end and I'll share a free checklist that will keep you out of these traps for good. The first mistake is mixing personal and business money. That's a big no no. Big no no. The problem is using the same bank account and credit card for personal and business expenses. That can become very confusing when you're trying to make sure that you're deducting, or deducting an expense that's for business as opposed for personal. That's messy bookkeeping. You don't really know whether you're coming or going. Tax issues and deductions you may miss because you didn't separate the two. The fix for this is just separate accounts, dedicated business credit cards for your business and personal. And then that makes things much easier for you to understand and you to move forward with your business transactions as opposed to your personal transactions. This is the only way to do it, and to do it right. Now, mistake number 2, ignoring cash flow. One generally accepted accounting standard is the cash flow statement is required along with the other 3 financial reports: balance sheet, all right, the profit and loss of the income statement, and the equity statement. But that cash flow statement is very, very, very important. And the problem with that is people will watch profit, but not their cash. They're watching their profits, but they aren't watching cash. And that becomes a problem. One way to correct that is to create a weekly cash flow tracker. Now, a lot of your software packages will do this for you. Actually produce a software or a cash flow report for you, and you can track what's going on with your cash. But remember now, profit means nothing if you don't have any money. You can show $1 million in profit and only have $100,000 in cash. You can't run a business like that. That's too much credit on both sides. So you have to be careful with that, not to make that mistake that I'm talking about here when you combine both your business and your personal resources together. Okay, mistake number 3, waiting until tax time to organize your information. The problem is sometimes people don't keep good receipts. They throw away the receipts, and you've heard they put the receipts in a shoebox. I hate that. I hate that. I won't even do any work for you unless you're using some type of electronic accounting system, or using my accounting system that I designed for my own use. But I don't want to deal with disorganization. So if you have, you've heard of QuickBooks, you've heard of Wave, and then I'm a self-taught computer programmer. I use my own accounting system to do what I need to do, or to record that information, and it works fine. It does what I want it to do. The other thing is just set aside 25 or 30% of income for taxes. Now, I said income. I really set aside some cash. All right, set aside some cash, because or you set up with Internal Revenue the estimated tax payments, and you pay those on a regular basis, so you won't end up paying a lot of money when it's time to prepare your tax return, and you end up paying more in taxes than you had anticipated. Now, mistake number 4, underpricing your services or the product you're selling. Trying to be cheaper than your competitors, trying to outprice them. You, you have to know your numbers, and you have to price based on the value of what you're selling. If you're selling a service and that's a good service, you charge what it's worth. What happens in those instances is whoever you're providing those services to, if you charge a lower price, well, that means they may not value what you are doing. So make sure you maintain or you charge the price that you should charge. And the way you excuse me, you know that is you know your numbers. You know your financial situation. You know what it is. And when you aren't charging enough, excuse me, and your expenses are far beyond your income, you're going to realize it. You're going to see that happening. And you need to keep that under control and know and understand your financials. Now, the mistake number 5, and some people a lot of times may not be able to do this, some businesses, but if you're, what I just said before, if you're not trying to be a cheapo, trying to outprice your competitors, you should be able to do this. And that is create an emergency fund. All right. The problem with that is, if you don't do that, you don't have any type of operating with zero buffer. All right. Something could happen and you need a little extra money. If you got some money over on the side, you can take that money and bring it over and use it. So you want to make sure, if you can, to set up at least 3 months of operating expenses in a separate account. That could be your savings account. And when you do that, you can save yourself. You understand what I'm saying? You can save your business because business has to move, has to continue. You got payroll to pay for, you got other expenses to pay, and it's important to make sure you have an emergency fund, and I probably should say having a good credit rating, a good credit relationship with a creditor. All right, and when you do that, you can definitely keep your business under control and keep it where it should be. And you can be a lot more successful when you do this. Now, last but not least, I have a question I want to ask you. Which one of these mistakes have you seen in your business? Or are you commingling your personal and business resources together? Comment in my below in my channel. I would like to hear from you. And don't forget, grab your small business survival kit. It's free. The link is in the description. Until next time, I'm Benjamin. Can't even pronounce my name. I'm Benjamin, helping you keep more of what you earn for the future. Take care.